Okay, I've had a few people ask me about the transportation ETF, something I really don't do much trading in, but I want to look at it regardless. Looks like we had this break of this 200-day moving average on the weekly, and it had a nice shot to the downside very quickly. A couple of big candles to the downside, which put us right here where we had some this original breakout from overhead support or resistance here earlier back in about just a little over 2 years ago. So and that was at the 120 mark, so where we broke out, and so that held up there. Now it's back above the 200-day on the weekly, and right now it looks to be like it possibly is going to pick up and maybe move positive here. So this is going to be a really important week, I guess, to see if we can maintain this area. I've got an alert put in here if this fails the 200-day moving average here, right around, basically around 130. Then we can get a test to the lower of 120, which obviously would drag the markets down some too as well. But it looks like we might be able to get this test and close these two moving averages, and this puts us back to where these candles of the old support area was about 140, 141. And then obviously a breakout above there sends everything in a very, very positive territory to 150, and then that changes the whole entire game for the bulls. That just becomes very, very bullish then at that point in time. So right now there's not really a whole lot to look at. I'm just going to be looking at this possible run to the old area, which, like I said, is about 140, 141, or a breakdown of this at 130. And possibly a move lower. So the range is obviously going to be between 141 and 120, and right now it's kind of midway between. So you kind of have to look at these areas and take note of them and watch them each day as the market unfolds this week. Let's go look at a daily, and even the daily I kind of agree with here. Everything has kind of picked up momentum here. We're above the zero line on the MACD, and the DMI has moved positive. So from everything what we're seeing now, you should be able to get this little run and pop back to about 140, 141, and we'll see what happens with that. But any breakdown here under this 130 mark, and then we could be looking to test the lows. So if you're trading off that, there's that window that we talked about between 141 and 120. Looks like a pretty good area. Nothing really changes directional in a big way for positive for the bulls or negative down for the bears unless we break outside this range. But right now we're midway through, so I would watch that this week and see kind of where we head. But right now it looks like we'll definitely be heading back to about 140, 141, and see if that area can hold. So we'll keep an eye on this, and we'll run a video on it later. But I hope that at least puts a little perspective on some of the people that were looking at this an ETF. And before I finish this video, let me go see if what the options market says on it. Let's see what we have here. Let's see here. A little bit of volume here and here. I'm trying to see if there's any huge amount of volume. We've got some puts in the 130 area. Nothing for January. I'm going to go out to the furthest they have, and there's absolutely nothing. I didn't expect anything to be out that far. Everything's playing close. And so for the March, it looks like it's pretty much exactly like what we're thinking of, but right now it's right in the middle. It's kind of a mixed bag between some of the calls that I see here and some of the little bit of volume also on the puts. It looks like people either protecting some positions or maybe just kind of guessing and putting on the plays a little bit ahead of time. I don't see anything here that really makes me want to go ahead and do any kind of trade on it. Like I said, I think it's more favorable to the upside here, but I would wait to put, if you're going to put on a trade here, specifically on this ETF, I would wait to get some confirmation to the downside before you went negative on it and played anything to do with the bearish game on it. Right now, you've got to stick with 60% to the upside and 40% to the downside until it's proven otherwise. But right now on the daily, we've had it's been some choppiness here, but this has been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days completely here that just remained intact to the upside. So I guess that's pretty much it. We'll check back with this here in the maybe midweek and see where we're at. Okay, good luck.